99% of men have never been told this. The first 60 minutes after you wake up can either rebuild your manhood or slowly take it apart piece by piece without you even noticing. In that short window, your choices decide whether your circulation stays strong or begins to weaken, whether your reflexes remain sharp or start to dull, whether your confidence grows or slips away quietly. And here's the truth. Most men over 60 never hear. It's not just about low T-dot. It's not just about getting older. Fourth majority of men, the root cause is circulation, and it starts with a set aphthony. Overlooked habits you repeat every morning without thinking. I'm Dr. Amelia Hayes, a board-certified urologist. For over 20 years, I've helped thousands of men restore their vitality, rebuild their confidence, and reconnect with their partners. And in this video, I'm going to give you a simple 4-step morning routine that can flood your body with oxygen, balance key hormones, sharpen your reflexes, and help you feel like yourself again. No pills, no gadgets, no gimmicks. Before you jump in, make sure to subscribe and tap the notification bell so you won't miss helpful senior health tips like us. And if this topic speaks to you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type a 0. I'd love to know. Stay with me until the very end because I'm going to share one little known adjustment that helped a 64-year-old patient of mine regain consistent performance and full confidence in just 7 days. Here's then marble one myth I want to clear up right now. Your manhood depends on healthy circulation, period. Every signal, every response, every rise in confidence, they'll start with your blood vessels' ability to open, flow, and deliver nutrients. When that process weakens, your vitality suffers. The main culprit is something called endothelial deficient. This happens when the inner lining of your blood vessels stops working the way it should. Your body produces less nitric oxide. The molecule that tells your arteries to open and relax. Without enough of it, your arteries stiffen, blood can't move freely, and symptoms begin to appear. It starts as lower drive, sluggish energy, slower reflexes, and most men are given pills that only mask the symptoms instead of addressing the root cause. Let me tell you about Joe, one of my longtime patients. Joe is 68 years old. When he first came to see me, he was scared, embarrassed, simply said, I didn't feel like me anymore. He missed spark with his wife, the connection, the pride in himself. He said it felt like his body was slowly shutting the door on him. After just 3 weeks after a gated circulatory work and starting with a specific morning routine, Joe came back to my office with color in his cheeks. He told me, I feel present again, alive, capable. And I knew right then he wasn't alone. Multiple studies confirm what I've seen for years in my practice. Warning: activity boosts nitric oxide release, improves blood vessel function, and can help reverse endothelial dysfunction even in your lighter years. And here's something even more important. Erectile problems aren't just about intimacy. They can be an early warning sign. In fact, they often appear 3 to 5 years before the onset of heart disease. By your 60s, your blood vessel dilation can drop by more than 50%. A healthy man in his 20s might have a 7 to 8% flow dilation. By 60, that number can fall to just 3 to 4%. That's not a small dip. It's a biological slowdown. And no amount of desire can overcome that. You could have all the motivation in the world, but eye for blood flow can't deliver. Nothing happens. Think of it like a firefighter ready to put out a fire. He's skilled. He's prepared. But if the hose is skinked or the water pressure is weak, he can't do the job. That's why men who only focus on boosting libido end up frustrated. The real key is circulation. The good news: blood vessels can repair. Endothelial cells respond quickly to thyroid signals, especially in the morning hen. Your hormones are more active. Cortisol naturally rises and your blood vessels are primed to respond. Research shows that certain morning habits can raise nitric oxide levels by 21% in just a few weeks. That means better blood flow, quicker reflexes, and stronger sexual response naturally. Nitric oxide is your body's master switch for circulation. It tells your arteries when to open and how much pressure to maintain. But here's the problem. It's by age. 70 your nitric oxide levels can drop by as much as 75%. That decline is not permanent. You can restore it with targeted movement, specific breathing, and natural compounds. And that's exactly what my first step morning routine is designed to do. Before I give you the steps, I want you to understand this clearly. Real change starts in your mind. If you've accepted the idea that decline is inevitable, you've already lost half the battle. What you do in the morning either wakes up your circulation or pushes it further into decline. And for men over 60, this window is critical. Unfortunately, most men are unknowingly making choices that hurt them before the day even starts. Take Dr. Michael Harrison, a respected internist. For over 30 years, his mornings look exactly the same. Roll out of bed, sip coffee, eat toast, take a fast shower, rush to work. By the time he hit 62, he felt wiped out by noon. His mental clarity was fading. His drive had died. He assumed it was just part of aging. But when he reviewed his own habits, he realized his morning routine had been working against him the whole time. He wasn't supporting his blood vessels. He wasn't helping his hormones. He was robbing his own energy. Between 6 o'clock and 9 a.m., your testosterone is its daily peak. Your cortisol is to help regulate alertness and metabolism. Your blood vessels are more responsive to nitric oxide. Clinical studies show that the same routine done in the morning can be up to 3 times more effective than if done later in the day. But here's what a typical morning looks like for many men. Eyes open. First move is to grab the phone. A flood of news, stress, or messages hits your brain and disrupts your natural cortisol rhythm. Then straight to the kitchen. Coffee on an empty stomach. Maybe asagari pastry. Maybe nothing at all. No real fuel. Then it's into a chair, at a desk, in a car, or on the couch. This chain reaction is a quiet diester. Your blood stays thick. From overnight dehydration, stress hormone spike from screen time and caffeine. Processed food or no food triggers inflammation. And worst of all, you're still sitting. Your heart has to work harder to push thicker blood. Your vessels constrict instead of relax. Testosterone meant to rise gets blockable stress chemistry. Nitric oxide stays low. And all of that creates a hormonal and vascular crash that follows you the rest of the day. Let me show you what happens when you change those habits. Gordon, 66, was an accountant. His mornings were quiet, repetitive, and rushed. Coffee, emails, quick breakfast, then straight to his desk. He told me, Heffel drained before lunch and disconnected from his partner at night. We kept it simple. He stepped outside for 10 minutes of sunlight. He did 5 minutes of deep breathing. He stretched his legs and hips gently. He ate a protein-rich breakfast instead of sugar. Within 3 weeks, Gordon woke up naturally, no alarm. His energy stayed steady. His drive improved, his mood evened out. Lab tests showed his testosterone had risen 18%. Inflammation markers dropped 30%. That is power of small targeted changes. Step 1. Morning sunlight exposure. Spend 10 to 15 minutes outside within an hour of waking. No sunglasses, no indoors. Natural light resets your brain's master clock and locks your hormones into sync. Testosterone, cortisol, melatonin also stimulates nitric oxide release from your skin and blood vessels. One study showed consistent early. Sunlight increased testosterone by 25% in just 2 weeks. For extra benefit, add light walking or stretching. Step 2. Diaphragmatic breathing. 5 minutes of slow belly breaths, 5 breaths per minute. Inhale through your nose for 6 seconds. Hold 4. 2. Exhale through your mouth for 6. This lowers cortisol, calms the heart, and boosts nitric oxide in your nasal passages. opening vessels by up to 20%. Step 3. 1 micro set of strength. Exercise. Pick one compound move. Bodyweight squats, push-ups, or step-ups. 8 to 12 slow, controlled reps. You're not trying to get sore. You're signaling your body to produce testosterone and keep your muscles engaged. Step 4. Testosterone boosting breakfast. 2 or 3 eggs, spinach and olive oil, half an avocado and berries. Protein, healthy fats, zinc and magnesium. Everything your body needs to make testosterone and keep blood flow healthy. If your sun exposure is low, add 8,002,000 IU of vitamin D3. When you combine these steps in the first 30 to 60 minutes of your day, you send powerful signals to your body, open the blood vessels, balance the hormones, stay energized. Over weeks, your energizes, your sleep improves, and your confidence quietly returns. This isn't a quick hack. It's a recalibration. And it works because it uses your body's natural rhythms. Even at 80% consistency, your body will respond 100%. The best years of your life don't think to be behind you. They can start the moment you take your mornings back. So try this 4-step routine. Stay with it. And if you have any questions about your health, leave them in the comments. I'll personally answer as many as